Let me introduce you to Skrill. In this presentation, I'm going to go through a few things. First, give you a bit of background on our business. Secondly, talk to you about why the merchants that we work with like to partner with us, why the consumers that we have like to use our service, and then take you through a few things that we're doing in 2014 to grow our business. So, quick overview on Skrill. We are a global online payments company. We're incorporated in 2001. We're FCA regulated within the UK, and we have money transmitter licenses across the US. We have one vision, and that vision is to allow our consumers to pay and get paid anywhere in the world, on any device of their choosing, and at any time of day, any day of the year, using any payment method they want to choose, and in many countries allowing them to make a payment with local currency. We also allow payments by card. We have today over 35 million consumers who make peer-to-peer payments and also make payments to over 150,000 merchants that we work with. They include the likes of Skype, Facebook, and Riot Games. In terms of financials, as a business in 2012, we generated revenue of over 200 million euros and EBITDA of over 50 million euros. As a business, we're also highly cash converting. We have low capex requirements and working capital requirements. We're delighted to announce in August the acquisition of a majority stake in our business by CVC, and we're looking forward to CVC helping us to grow globally based on their prolific global network, and also to support us in our growth through acquisitions. So, why do merchants choose Skrill? Our focus is to really allow merchants through one single integration into our platform to get access to customers across the globe. So we deliver multiple payment options in all of the countries that we operate in. We operate in over 200 countries and regions. And our focus is on maximizing the chance for consumers to make a transaction. Clearly, by maximizing that chance, we are maximizing the opportunity for our merchants to convert, and convert, generate cash. So we maximize that chance by really delivering to that consumer and the merchant multiple payment options, including cash, in all the countries that we operate in. We also are very focused on providing security. We're PCI Level 1 compliant, and that takes the burden of compliance away from the merchant. And uniquely, we guarantee to that merchant that any transaction that is processed through our system will result in revenue. So if there is any chargeback, we will take the hit. And we are able to do that because of the unique fraud capabilities that we have created in our system, derived through really seeing patterns of fraud over the last 12 years and building algorithms in our system so that we're able to minimize it and maximize revenue for our merchants. So for Skrill and for the consumer, the key focus for us is clearly driving conversion for the merchant, because that drives revenue for the merchant and revenue for us. And conversion for the consumer is critical because by keeping it simple, they're more likely to transact. So as the world moves more towards mobile, what are we doing? We're first of all making sure that the consumer has the ability to seamlessly transact on the mobile. So first of all of our platforms are mobile enabled. You don't have to zoom in or zoom out. Secondly, on that mobile, to transact online, it's quite cumbersome to put in a 16-digit code, to put in a CVC code, address, etc. We make it simple for the consumer, and we make it simple because our 30 million plus consumers who are all KYC'd simply need to put in their username and password to then transact. What we've also done in the last year is we've delivered Skrill One Tap. So Skrill One Tap is driving less friction even beyond username and password on the mobile device. What it means, the consumer goes on the merchant's website, decides they want to buy particular goods, goes to the checkout, clicks on the Skrill one-tap button, and they go. So it's frictionless, drives conversion, drives revenue. Through our app, what we have done is we have also allowed that consumer to very simply and easily add on any payment method that they want to use to make payments online. So they may choose debit or credit card. They may choose many of the local payment options that we support, and we support over 100 different payment options across the globe, including things like ELV or P24 in Poland. Or they may want to choose cash. And we had some comments about cash. From our perspective, cash continues to be very important. There are a big group of people within our communities who want to transact online but only want to use cash. So we support that as well. And ultimately, what we're trying to do is to make sure that that consumer is able to use whatever payment method they want to use to then transact with the merchant frictionlessly, again, driving great consumer experience, but also driving conversion for that merchant. So what does the future hold? We continue to focus on our key strategy, which is allowing any consumer anywhere in the world to transact online using any local payment method, including local currency. But there are a couple of things that I'd like to highlight that we're really going to be focused on in 2014. First of all, historically our focus has been on the digital wallet. We've also delivered cash, as I mentioned. What we're now doing is launching a collecting PSP. And the focus here is to support straight-through processing for our merchant as well. So we can support straight-through processing, we can support digital wallet, we can support cash for that online merchant to be able to then accept payments anywhere, anyhow. One of the important things with straight-through processing for us is that we have all of our 100-plus payment options integrated in, which gives absolute choice to the consumer. And for us, it's also making sure that we're driving that security, and we will be, through that PSP and through the development of a very solid front end, which will be web-enabled, allow that merchant to have full insight into the consumer behavior so that they can then focus on how they can drive their business. Secondly, the US. So we spent over 4 years obtaining money transmitter licenses across the US, unlike Europe, where a license with one country allows transactions across the whole of Europe. We had to go out and get money transmitter licenses across every single state. Obviously a hassle, but what that also means is that we've had every state look at our processes, look at our platform, and they're all confident and comfortable that we provide the highest level of security for our consumer, and we also have the highest level of availability and support for our merchant in the US. What does that mean? Well, historically, clearly, with online gaming being illegal in the US, we were able to demonstrate that our platforms prevented any US consumer transacting in the online gambling environment. However, as that becomes legalized, we're in a very unique position that we have the licenses to allow stored value to deliver the digital wallet, which is one of the predominant payment methods in the online gaming industry in Europe. So we'll deliver that in the US. We have our straight-through processing capabilities, which we'll be able to deliver in the US. And as I said, also for the consumer that wants to use cash, we have our prepaid voucher capabilities there. So we provide a full suite to any merchant that wants to deliver their services in the online gaming industry. And we are, as you can imagine, talking to most of the organizations that are looking to enter that space. 2014 is also about further innovation for us, so platform US, but also focusing on emerging markets. What I want to do is just tell you a little bit about something that we're launching this month in Africa. So we will be delivering remittances into M-wallets of consumers in Africa. And why is that important to us? It's important to us for a number of reasons. First of all, we want to drive convenience to that consumer in Africa and also to the sender from the rest of the world. We want to make it simple, online, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, from the comfort of the home to send the money using any payment method of their choosing, for it to be instant, and for that consumer in Africa to have the ability to go to one of the kiosks where they get their prepaid cards, their top-up cards, to actually go and collect the cash. So convenience and getting extra cash and it being instant. But what does that mean for our merchants, for the 150,000 merchants and growing that we work with? What we want to be able to do next year is not only deliver cash into the M-wallet of that consumer in Africa, but now, for the first time, allow that consumer to engage in the digital world. So for them to have access to the merchants that we work with today, and we obviously continue to grow, to then be able to buy digital goods and services from those merchants. So for us, it's about giving choice to the consumer to allow them to transact with the merchants that we partner with today. And then it's also about bringing in more consumers from other parts of the globe, Africa being the start. Obviously, we want to enter all of the emerging markets to allow people today who are unable to transact digitally to then work with our partners to be able to buy the goods and services they deserve and want to enjoy. So that's a little bit about us. I'd just like to take this opportunity to thank many of the merchants who are here today, who we've seen fantastic growth globally, and we hope you feel that we've helped you in that global growth, and we hope that you see that our strategies will allow you to access more consumers, driving your revenue, value to us, and value to consumers around the world. Thank you for your time.